Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip. Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. Last night was my second session of Chrono Trigger. And the game got good because, number one, we had to break the protagonist, Chrono, out of jail, which we did. Then we got thrown into a time warp and thrown into the future. So now we're in this futuristic post-apocalyptic society. Everything about the world has changed. There's actually advanced robotics, and we got a new teammate who's a robot. And it was really neat. We did this 2 or 3 dungeons in this post-apocalyptic environment. It was very fun. The music is still great. And now we actually got to essentially the hub of the game. There's actually a central time hub from which you can travel to all different time periods. So we ended up kind of just being there, and that's where we ended. So when we continue on in a couple of days, well, actually tomorrow night, it'll actually be, continuing on from a different perspective in your own era, which will be pretty neat. So I'm excited for more. I love Chrono Trigger. Now I want to say this, all right? Chrono Trigger's not getting a ton of views on streams, all right? Chrono Trigger did not get great support last night, okay? Chrono Trigger is a game I've wanted to play for a decade. It's a game that's one of my favorite games of all time, and I want to play it regardless. You understand? I'm going to be honest. 10 years ago when I played Chrono Trigger, it also did poorly. And that's when I was 20 times more popular. When I played Chrono Trigger 10 years ago, people said, why are you playing an old game? I don't understand why you're playing old games. Why aren't you playing a new game? Why don't you play Grand Theft Auto? Why don't you play this? And I was like, because it's a retro game that I love. I grew up playing it. It's a game where tons of other games have learned from and or evolved from. It's part of gaming history. You really should give it a shot. And most of my audience a decade ago said, oh, you hate this game. Don't play old games. Play new games. And it was frustrating. It was one of the times when I actually got into arguments with my audience. Even on Twitter. I was posting up on Twitter and people were arguing with me. Oh, you're so offensive to your audience. You should listen to what your audience wants. And I was like, oh, so basically I should never play classic games ever in my life because you guys are basically being very ignorant towards them. That's pretty stupid. But anyway, it was pretty bad a decade ago. I'm not going to lie. People were so demanding of constant new stuff. They didn't ever want to see me play retro stuff, which really sucked. At least today, what I can say is, when we play a classic game, all right, I get an audience for it, and they come and chill. So, for example, with Chrono Trigger, there absolutely is an audience who's there to enjoy Chrono Trigger, and I'm very happy for that. I'm having a good time playing the game, okay? Today, views don't really matter to me. I don't care if I have 200 viewers on the stream for Chrono Trigger. I really don't. It's not a big deal. And as long as everything evens out, meaning as long as everything else is going well, then it doesn't matter that Chrono Trigger ends up being a slow stream, okay? It could be the slow stream. But I'm nervous that what's going to end up happening is this game ends up being the slow game, and it doesn't get support. And what if there's a day when also the other stream I'm doing doesn't get support? That's going to be a concern. So what I'll say is this. First of all, for those supporting GTA, for those supporting Street Fighter, thank you. You guys are making it possible for me to play Chrono Trigger. And I mean that too. And that may not even be your intention. Your intention may be, hey, I love Street Fighter, that's why I support it. Or hey, I love the GTA playthrough, that's why I'm supporting it. Well, you don't even realize that your generosity and your support of my content allows me to then go on and play other things that I like. You see? Thank you for that. A lot of people take that for granted. I don't. I love Chrono Trigger. This is a game I've wanted to play for 10 years. And ever since I became an interactive streamer 6 years ago, I've wanted to do a second run of it. Now I'm doing it, and I'm having a grand time doing it. So thank you for allowing me to have these night streams that are so fun and chill with an audience that actually cares. 10 years ago, the audience didn't care. They didn't even want me to play the game. They were yelling at me that I played it. Today, I have a different kind of audience, and I'm happy for that. Okay? So, I didn't update the schedule. I will fix that. People are saying I did not update the Nightbot schedule. Thank you for telling me. I will update that right now. Okay. That should be fixed now. Let's test it. shall we? Perfect. Look at that. On-the-fly corrections. Thank you for telling me. That's what it's all about. It's about the community interaction and the community help. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for telling me that my schedule was wrong. There you go. Okay, so once again, thank you to those supporting my streams and content who are allowing me through your support to play Chrono Trigger. Right now, Chrono Trigger is very slow for support. Just being honest. Now, maybe that'll change. Maybe things will pick up. Maybe we'll have some good streams of Chrono Trigger moving forward, you know, and it won't be the dead last stream when it comes to support. Or maybe it will. I don't know. All right? But as long as everything else keeps going the way it's going, then it won't matter. Okay? So let's see what happens. If you're someone who's watching Chrono Trigger on demand, please enjoy. Please consider, first of all, engaging with the videos, liking, and leaving comments. And, of course, maybe a super thanks on the video or perhaps a tip. That would help tremendously since I'm not making anything else on the videos or on the playthrough. Like I said, the stream, you know, very slow. I think we had like less than $10 of tips and maybe one member and maybe like one super chat. And it's like, well, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and bitch because I'm having, you know, everything else is good. If it was, everything was bad, that'd be a different story. It's definitely not that at all. It's the complete opposite. So, okay.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.